challenge this week, going down to Dallas, playing a really good football team. They're well coached, having coached against Mike McCarthy for many years there in Green Bay. He does a great job. I think a lot of all sides of the ball for them. Offensively, they have very, very good players at really across the board. Starts with Dak Prescott, who I have a ton of respect for, does a great job in that system and that scheme. They have multiple guys they can spread the ball around to, a big offensive line, so really a big challenge for us. Their defense, I think it's a very, very impressive unit. Up front, they have some very challenging edge rushers, good players in the back end. They are very deep in the back end. They roll different guys in there. Linebacker core that can really run. And then special teams, Coach Fossil does a great job. You got to be on your toes with him. He's known to fake almost each and every game, and they do a great job. So looking forward to the challenge and have to have a great week of preparation before we get on that airplane.
Hey, Coach, can you just talk a little bit more about what you've seen on film of Dak, the shootout that he got into with Russell, how high-powered those guys are and can score at any moment?
Yeah, Dak's a special player, and he's got talent around him. There's just these wide receivers just come out of everywhere, and they're all explosive. They're all dynamic with the ball. It's a really smart scheme that they use, and haven't even mentioned Ezekiel Elliott, who's a premier running back. So they're able to be multiple in what they do. It's very impressive. Kellen Moore does a very nice job.
Chairman Stefanski, he knows how to say the right things, says the right things about each coaching staff, every player. He's never going to get caught giving up some billboard material.
I agree, Les. Let me take an issue though with one thing he said in that Q&A with the reporters. The Dallas defense, yes, it has some talent, but if you are a good quarterback, you can move the ball against that Dallas defense, or a quarterback who's on his game. And there you go. I mean, thank you, Brian, and the research staff for putting that up. This team is vulnerable in certain areas, even though they have some individual talented pieces.
I know it's only 3 games, but those are unbelievable numbers or placements throughout the league. Now that's going to change in the next couple of weeks, but still, you don't see Dallas in that position very often.
No, Les, and here's the thing. Given what Dallas does have on offense, which was correctly lauded by Kevin Stefanski, I believe that the Browns are going to have to, again, score a minimum of 30 if they expect to win, and maybe 35 to 40 if they expect to win, because Dak Prescott and his weapons with that line against the Cleveland Browns defense, as banged up as it is, especially in the second and third levels, I think Prescott and that offense are going to account for at least 30 points. So Baker Mayfield is going to have to play well.
I find it hard to believe you're going to ask a team to score 30 points or more in however many consecutive games there are, because, as bad as the defense is for Dallas, you should be able to exploit that a little bit. But you can't ask your team to score 30 points or more every game. It's not possible.
No, and you don't want to go into the game, you don't want to have the entire team around you as a coach and say, okay, guys, we're going to need to score at least 30 to win, because then the defense is going to be like, thanks a lot, coach.
Go get them.
Yeah, but the reality is Dallas is going to move the ball, and unless they stop themselves with turnovers, the Browns are going to have to match the points, because it'll be a track meet.
All right, so what's the key to a Browns victory if they're going to get one on Sunday?
Well, to me, it's the bake show, because I'm already granting that the defense is going to give up yards and points. Baker Mayfield has to play well and not just manage the game well, as he has in the past 2 weeks against Cincinnati and against Washington. He needs to play to a high caliber where he matches Dak or comes close to matching Dak, because my feeling is, as good as Chubb and Hunt are, I don't think you can run the ball and expect to keep up with the Cowboys. You're going to need to throw the ball to keep up with the Cowboys, and therefore Mayfield is going to have to play well. I'm thinking he has to throw for more than 300 yards. He has to limit the turnovers to one or fewer, one or none. And, I think that's a minimum threshold.